Hey Math and 10 students, it's Mrs. Scholes. Welcome to week 7. I have a few announcements for you to start with. So first up, we are currently working in chapter 5 and we're moving on to chapter 6 this week. These are very important chapters. Chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7 all kind of relate to each other. So it's really important that you're understanding your assignments well in chapter 5 and chapter 6, all right? So give it your best diligent effort this week. Your next test will be a chapter 5 and 6 test combined. You have a few weeks for that, but I just want to make sure you know chapter 5 and 6 tests will be combined. The test window is March 18th through 22nd. The last day to drop this class is coming up on Friday, March 6th. So if you are struggling with this class, trying to keep up, or if you're not happy with your grade right now and don't see it improving, then you might want to consider dropping the class and taking a W on your transcript. A W is better than an F. So if you feel like you're in danger of possibly earning an F in this class, send me a text and let's have a discussion about it. And decide whether or not it's a good idea for you to be staying in this class, okay? So do take care of that this week. And then finally, this is a good point for you to stop and check your grade in Canvas. Go over to grades in the menu on the left-hand side and check to see what your grade is now and how you're feeling about it. All right, I want to put in a plug right now for your Math 10 formula sheet. Okay, this guy is a lifesaver in chapter 5 and 6 and 7. Okay, so in chapter 5, we are working on the exponent rules section of your formula sheet. And then chapter 6 will do to the bottom of that column. So chapter 6 will cover the rest of these formulas. Okay, so make sure you're using that and know what it's saying. Okay. Then your suggested schedule for the week. So you have 5 sections to cover this week. It is a busy week, so that's why I'm telling you to make sure that you're studying well, even though it's a heavy load this week. So 5 sections to complete before Sunday at midnight. These are your chapter 5 sections, and these are your chapter 6 sections. Chapter 6 goes over factoring, and there's lots of strategies for factoring that I'm going to talk more about next week. But we are starting with chapter 6 in section 6.1 and 6.2 this week. So it's a good time to make sure that you're really getting a good grasp on factoring and the basic strategies for that. Okay, so for the remaining part of this video, I'm going to cover a common mistake that I saw last week, and it showed up in section 5.2 in this type of problem where they ask you to subtract these polynomials, okay? The mistake that I see students make is they do not distribute this negative to both terms. All right, so a lot of students remember to distribute the negative to the first term, but they forget to distribute to all of the terms that follow. Okay, so we need to distribute that negative sign. And essentially that negative sign changes the sign to the opposite thing for all of the terms in the following parentheses. So our first set of parentheses stays the same. We have a 9y squared plus 3y minus 4. But then when we distribute this negative to the negative 7y, it becomes a positive 7y. All right, so it changes from a negative to a positive. And when we distribute the negative to the positive 6, it becomes a negative 6. So it goes from positive to negative 6. Okay, so basically you just have to remember to change all of the signs on all of the terms that follow that negative sign. Okay, that is the number one mistake that I see students make. From this point, it is a matter of combining like terms. And so I like to highlight like terms. We have 3y and 7y can be combined. And also a negative 4 and a negative 6 are like terms, so they can be combined as well. So the 9y squared has no like terms, so I leave a 9y squared. 3y plus 7y is 10y. And negative 4 plus negative 6 is negative 10. So this is our answer when we subtract these polynomials, all right? So the common mistake, once again, is that students forget to distribute the negative to all the following terms, okay? So don't be one of those students. Don't be in that boat, okay? That's it from me this week. Good luck with the rest of your weekly task and good luck with your assignments. See you guys.